Good morning and thank you for tuning in to the first episode of a multi-part series to document the travels from Oxnard, California via San Diego on the 2021 Baja HaHa. As I currently sit in La Paz watching the sunrise, I hope you enjoy the series. In this episode, we will cover the departure from Oxnard. We will introduce you to Summer, our first shipmate, as we travel towards Catalina at two harbors and Avalon. So, hope you enjoy it. Good morning, sailors. Shipmates, it's Tuesday, October 19th, right around 6:30 in the morning. This is the beginning of the adventure that I've waited a long time. This is the purpose why I bought the boat, and it's coming together to a full realization this morning. I just rented a car, dropped off my vehicle in Fresno with a good friend of mine, Lawrence. Thank you so much for being genuine, a good friend, and thank you for being within my circle. As small as it is, you're definitely in it. Mom, thank you for housing me when I'm in town, and I'll see you in December. For the rest of us, I'm heading to Oxnard right now, and it's about a 3.5 hour drive. Then I'm gonna drop off the rental car, run some errands. I gotta wash the boat and fuel it up. Tonight, Summer, my crew member from Portland, Oregon, is flying in for the San Diego leg. Super excited to meet her. And then we're gonna drop the dock lines and we're gonna head towards Catalina. Getting ready for the HaHa was quite the ordeal. It wasn't really an easy process, especially finding a crew. The regatta does not allow for single handing, and now having a hindsight, I'm glad that that is actually the case, because we have hit some heavy weather, as you will see in the upcoming footage. Nonetheless, I wanted to give a big shout out to the girls that stuck with me, Summer, Giselle, and Shelly, for pulling through. I had 4 guys that canceled on me, all with a rap sheet of long list of sailing accolades, but it was the ones who had the fewest, I would say, that actually pulled through and performed extraordinarily well. So Summer has reached out to me late in the months towards the beginning of the HaHa. Regretfully, at that point, I had already a full crew, and she was kind enough to just make small talk, and my response to her was that I would give her a call if anything were to happen. Well, if something did happen, I sent her an email, and that girl said she's on the next flight out of Portland, Oregon to come and see me. So she did fly down, and I picked her up from the airport in Santa Barbara, and the rest is history. So keep watching. Boat's all ready. We're leaving in about 6 hours. Everything's stowed. Just went grocery shopping. Gonna wake up at 4 in the morning. Correction, 3 in the morning, and take off at 4.
Wind waves 2 feet or less. West swell 5 to 6 feet at 13 seconds. Patchy fog. Slight chance of rain after midnight. Friday, wind 31.
Key Lime Pie, the old girl, has a heavy prop walk to starboard, so it's easier to just push her out of the slip with the rudder turned to port. All right, here we go, leaving the slip. There it is. There it is. That's awesome. A little bit of traffic, I would say. It's Long Beach, Santa Monica. The white boat-shaped targets on the screen are large container ships and tankers parked just outside of Long Beach Harbor. While underway, it is important to log the trip information into the ship's log. Each person is responsible to document this at the end of their shift. Good morning, day one. Getting skunked a little bit right now with the wind, but we kind of knew that's going to happen according to predict wind, and we knew that it's going to be a little light till probably about 11ish, maybe a little later. We're pointed towards SBI right now. Under motor. Got the mainsail out just to kind of keep it balanced. Seen some dolphins. Actually seen some dolphins before sunrise. Got a pole in the water. We'll see if we can catch some lunch. Other than that, things are good. Viva la Mexico. We motored for the first part of the morning as the winds were light. This spot of dolphins was certainly a good luck charm, as soon after we were gifted with enough wind to raise our spinnaker. Oh baby, look at that, look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. And I gotta say, the princess seat is fit for a king. It works out well. We're just passing SBI, Santa Barbara Island right there, off to our starboard beam. No fish on the hook. I pulled in the fishing poles just in case. I don't want to mess with the fish when the kite's flying. Got the main full canvas. We're good to go. Even the birds approve. Getting chased by some heavy fog rolling in. We're almost to the west end of Catalina. Sailing wing on wing. Got 11.5 knots true. Dead astern. And here's an indication of our, where's my finger? Where's my finger? True and apparent. Dead astern, and we are going 5.8 knots. Course over ground is 082, and we are set to autopilot to wind. So basically, if the wind shifts, the boat will shift to follow the wind. And we are roughly 8.5, 9 knots, all the way up to 10. Land ho off in the distance. There's Catalina. That is the southwest end of Catalina. We're going to pull around to Cat Harbor and drop a hook for the night. And littered all over the area are tankers that are waiting to get into Long Beach. There's apparently over 100 of them too. We passed half a dozen of them already. Catalina Harbor, also known as Cat Harbor. I had a few issues this morning. Realized there was a slight oil pan leak. It's always wise to put these white diapers down below your motor so you know exactly what's going on. In this case, I realized that there was a oil pan leak which is going to have to get addressed in Mexico. There's nothing I can do about it. It's not going to be an issue. Hoping that we're not going to have to run the engine longer than necessary. It is a sailboat after all. So we got that. Actually went around and tightened slightly the bolts around it just to make sure that none of them are backed out. And this is more of a band-aid than just anything else. Then this morning we had a crazy draw on the house bank batteries down to like 10.5 amps, and trying to figure out what was going on. So I isolated the problem to the fridge compressor, but it's not the compressor itself, I don't believe. I checked the connections, the wires are clean, there's no corrosion. And what it turned out to be, I think, because I swapped it out, is the actual breaker. It's turning out to be a maintenance day today. Get everything torn up just to get to the panel, swap out the breaker. Had the generator on to run the power to the batteries, got that handled. Realized that the generator is not powerful enough to run the water heater, which I didn't get it for that reason. It just kills the Jenny. It's an 1800 watt Jenny. So regretfully, we're gonna have to have cold water until we can hook up to shore power. But it did charge up the batteries, which was the main point of getting it. Got a weather system coming in. Everybody's talking about some crazy weather on Sunday and Monday. I don't think it's going to come down here, but apparently the weather forecast for the Northern California and like Oregon and Washington looked at predict wind, and it's pretty gnarly, 50 plus knot winds, super low pressure system. Right now it's probably blowing, I don't know, teens, close to 20, 18, 20. Our anchor's holding pretty good. Got the snubber tight. We'll monitor the weather through tomorrow and into Sunday. We're gonna pull around. We were gonna pull around to Avalon. I don't know if that's a good idea. We gotta see where the winds are coming from. That's supposed to be a northwest blow. So I don't know if Avalon is gonna be a good idea. We might just hunker down here on the moorings for Sunday, Monday. If it really does come down to riding out any storm, but so far all the algorithms, all the forecasts, all the models through the predict wind and windy don't show the weather coming all the way down to the islands. So exciting time on Key Lime Pie. Video update. Well, we can't go into the harbor because the winds are coming from that direction, so swells are building pretty good. So starboard tack takes us into well north of Mission Bay. Let's see what's gonna happen. If it doesn't come down, then we're probably going to leave either late Sunday night, early Sunday, Monday morning, and head down for San Diego to get to Southwestern Yacht Club by the 25th. So we'll see. All right, day 3. Plan is to go around the island to Avalon, and hopefully to find a place to drop a hook there for today and tomorrow, and we're gonna leave to San Diego first thing Monday morning. The weather storm, the weather system that is predicted for central Northern California doesn't look like it's gonna wrap around here. We're actually gonna get some good winds off our starboard beam. The seas are gonna probably be a little bit kicked up, but we are gonna make the passage anyway. Having a little bit of trouble with, I think, with the refrigeration. What's happening is when the fridge breaker is on, the voltage drops by a whole volt. I checked the connections for corrosion, for any kind of resistance, changed the breaker, and it's still dropping it by a whole volt. So everything's closed for the weekend. It's Saturday, so hopefully when we get to San Diego, I'm going to be able to call on a refrigeration outfit and see if maybe they can suggest something that I'm not seeing. I think maybe the compressor's going out. That's the only thing I can think of. The connections are good, so we'll see. something. And behind us, how beautiful is that, man? The trip around west end of Catalina Island from Cat Harbor to Avalon is approximately 25 nautical miles plus or minus a couple. Winds were light, so we had to motor most of the way. Never quite seen anything like it before. It was like a tanker parking lot out there. After a couple of days, we started settling into a groove. This was the beginning of a routine. On calm crossings, we can fire up the BB. That little trip around the island took us a good portion of the morning and into early afternoon. We didn't really get into Avalon till about 1:30, 2 o'clock. We took a mooring. Every time I go to Avalon, it's always special. It's a beautiful little town. It does not even make you feel like you're part of California. There's plenty of restaurants, there's hotels, there's activities on the island. So if you've never been, take your family, take yourself. If you're a diver, there's just so much to offer. And one of the best restaurants that I've ever been to, Italian restaurants, is on the island. It's called M. And if you love cioppino, I highly recommend that you try. What's nice is this chicken cooking so perfectly. I mean, if you could fax this to somebody, a little bit of onions and jalapenos that Summer doesn't like. But we got some potatoes and garlic and cut in bacon. So I asked her to put 911 on speed dial tonight.